SNY.TV, your online home of all things New York sports.
This is Big East basketball presented by PNC. As the 10th-ranked Villanova Wildcats travel north up the Jersey Turnpike to the rack in Piscataway to take on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. With a win tonight, Villanova would make it 7 straight 20-win seasons, but maybe more importantly for the Wildcats, they will improve to 8-3 in the Big East and have some momentum going into Saturday night's showdown against first-place Pitt, while Rutgers looks to pick up Big East win number 4. Hello and welcome to the Big East Network's coverage of men's basketball. I'm Eamon McEnany along with the former Providence head coach Tim Welsh. And Tim, if you will, Villanova has righted the ship with 2 straight home wins, but now the Wildcats go on the road to take on a Rutgers team that's been knocking on the door for that major upset.
Well, Eamon, Jay Wright understands they have to defend and rebound to win in this league. They're doing that much better as of late, but he knows Rutgers is going to get somebody here at the rack. They almost did it to Pittsburgh. Expect a real hard-fought, knockdown battle, not high scoring tonight.
Time now for our Star Watch, and we're going to do things a little bit different right now. We're going to give Coach Welsh the night off and have our current head coaches do it, and we start with Jay Wright of Villanova.
Our Star Watch player tonight is Corey Fisher. He's from the Bronx at St. Pat's High School in New Jersey. And back in the Bronx, they like to call him Fisher Price because he toys with guards on the playground. Who do you have tonight, Mike?
Our Star Watch player tonight for Rutgers is Jonathan Mitchell. Jay Mitch has been our most consistent scorer throughout the year and developing as our go-to player. So we're hoping he has an efficient night tonight and helps lead Rutgers to a victory.
Well said by the coaches. Corey Fisher is Jay Wright's most important player, but important in a certain way. Leadership in Jonathan Mitchell, a scorer as of late. Rutgers is challenged offensively, but tonight he's got to rebound the ball from Mike Rice.
And Villanova's Jersey guys always get up for this one. Bayonne resident Corey Stokes had 23 against Rutgers in January. Will the Scarlet Knights be able to keep them in check tonight? We're back with the lineups and the tip right after this.
That hard.
We are moments away from the start of Villanova and Rutgers from the rack in Piscataway. Time now to take a look at our starting lineups. First for the visitors from Villanova, familiar backcourt of Stokes and Fisher. Pena, the senior out of Brooklyn, in the front court, along with 2 sophomores, Armwood and Yaru. Yaru logging some major minutes recently and producing with 29 points in his last 2 games. Rutgers looking to improve to 13 and 11, have James Beatty running the point. Dane Miller is the athletic sophomore. Mike Coburn, a steady senior. Mitchell has come alive of late, and the freshman out of St. Benedict's Prep in Newark, Gilvitas Baruta. Villanova is, of course, coached by Jay Wright in his 10th year on the main line of Philadelphia. 222 career wins with the Wildcats. Mike Rice in year 1 with the Scarlet Knights after a successful stint at Robert Morris. 12 and 11 in his first 23 games with the Scarlet Knights. Our officials tonight are Michael Stevens, Wally Rutecki, and Earl Walton. Villanova in the road blue, Rutgers in the home white, Baruta against Yaru, and Baruta wins it back to Mitchell. So Rutgers will start with the ball first at home, looking to pull off the upset of 10th-ranked Villanova.
A lot of pressure on the perimeter. Rutgers got to be strong with the ball, look to reverse the floor, get some spacing and attack.
There's Baruta squaring up, driving, going all the way to the 10, and he draws the whistle.
Well, it's a good sign early for Rutgers that they space the floor and have not only ball movement, Eamon, but player movement. And Mike Rice doesn't want the second or third pass shot tonight. He's going to use the clock a little bit and make Villanova guard them on the 7th or 8th pass.
Foul was against Pena, his first of the night. So Rutgers gets on the board first. The Scarlet Knights lead it 1-0, just underway here at the rack. Villanova coming off 2 straight home wins over Marquette and West Virginia after dropping 3 of 4. This is Stokes. Fisher barks out a play. Now they get it back to Fisher with 10 on the shot clock. He'll reinitiate the offense. High screen with 5. 3. Lets it fly, and he gets the teardrop to go.
That's a little disheartening for Rutgers, but right back at him on the transition.
That is Dane Miller's game.
Well, the quick attack strike Rutgers will need tonight, because in the half court, Villanova is very stingy, especially at the guard spot, where Rutgers has problems penetrating the ball.
Great D by Beatty there. Yaru comes up with it. Baruda hits the deck, no call. 5 on 4 if they hurry. Pena goes baseline. Can't hit off the window. Coburn with the rebound. Numbers for Rutgers. Miller pulls up and hits.
We see Jay Wright going to Malik Waynes early inside of 2 minutes, because 2 uneven possessions, even though Fisher scored on the first possession, it was right at the end of the clock where he made something happen on his own, and they look out of sync so far.
Stokes off the curl, quiets the crowd. Didn't have much of a look, but he doesn't need one, a pure shooter.
Good catch and shoot coming off that curl screen. Rutgers got to stay attached better.
Here's Beatty to Mitchell. Now Miller. An early pep in his step here against Villanova. Coburn drives on Fisher, kicks out to Mitchell for the 3. Too strong. Armwood with the rebound. Now Fisher.
This new alignment with Yaru, Armwood at the inside spots with Pena as the other forward. A little more high-low, a little tighter offensive run by Villanova instead of the 3-guard set.
Yaru, Pena playing the 2-man game. Pena misses again off the window, and there's a foul call on Armwood reaching in on Baruda.
Well, that's an easy thing to do, to sell to somebody. You start so many games. Malik Wayne started the first 20, the last 3 has come off the bench, but he's still receiving starters minutes. And it's tough to tell your 3rd leading scorer, but now you're not going to be starting anymore, but Malik Wayne has bought in, and you see he's coming in real early in this ball game.
There's Baruda. Rutgers with a 1-point lead. Fisher kicks off the kick-out pass. 2 on 2. Fisher keeps the dribble, then loses it. And it goes off Mike Poole's knee as the freshman checks into the game.
Well, Gil Baruda's very skilled for a big man, but one thing Mike Rice does not want him doing is trying to attack a set defense against Villanova. That's definitely not a good move.
Just over 3 minutes gone by here in the first half between Rutgers and Villanova. Rutgers looking to stop a 4-game slide and pull off the major upset. Villanova hoping it's not looking past the Scarlet Knights to Saturday night's showdown with Pittsburgh. 16 left on the shot clock.
You see there, Eamon, with Waynes in the game, Villanova will spread the court a little bit more and use a little bit more of their dribble, drive, and attack offense.
Quick release from Fisher from the corner, and he drills it.
Well, that can't happen. You've got to be more aware. The best player on the floor, a simple cut to the corner. Rutgers caught napping.
Coburn gets the high screen from Baruda. Miller goes to his left, feeds Baruda, misses the layup, gets it back, misses that one. Still alive. Who's going to come up with it? Mitchell. No kick out. Quick shot, too strong. And Pena pulls that one down.
Baruda's got to finish that after the nice dish by Miller right at the rack. Just didn't finish.
Way in, shake and bake, and draws the foul. He'll go to the line.
One thing you've seen early here, Eamon, is Mike Rice going to his bench, and not necessarily because of a fatigue factor, just because I think he's trying to give his bench a little confidence and a feel for the game early. So maybe in the second half, if he needs something in the middle part, when it's really crunch time, his bench can give him a little bit of a lift.
Way in, shooting just under 82% from the line, hits the first. Out of Roman Catholic High School in Philadelphia.
One thing Rutgers has to be conscious of is getting back and getting their defense set 5 on 5. Because if they have numbers or any type of angles coming up in transition, Villanova is almost unguardable.
Villanova now with an early 7-0 run to gain a 4-point lead as we approach the 16-minute mark. Token pressure in the backcourt.
Soft 1-2-2, but if you make a mistake, they'll trap you in the corners.
Good pass to Beatty. Austin Johnson, number 21 for Rutgers, onto the court. This is Poole. Mitchell gets loose on the block, and he hits.
Well, that's a different look for Rutgers, posting up Mitchell down low against one of the guards. He's got to do that on occasion if he sees a mismatch. He likes to stand on the three-point line, but that time, nice post move.
Here's Wayans. Now Stokes. Beatty all over him. Villanova content to work clock now as Fisher with 8 to shoot. Sets up a play. Nice look inside for the easy layup for Yaru.
Very nice look at identifying the mismatch there. That time Rutgers stayed 2 men on the ball, did not rotate on the man rolling to the basket.
Fisher Price there toying with the Rutgers defense. Now Miller. Beatty will let the long three go. In and out. Pena another rebound. James Beatty falling in love with the three here. His last 3 games, all of his field goals have been from behind the arc. His last 19, you can make it now 20 field goal attempts have all been three-pointers.
Well, they may want to just try to post him up just to get him inside the three-point line for a look, because he is falling in love with the three with not much success as of late.
Here's Pena squaring up with 10 to shoot. Nice backdoor cut by Wades. Offensive foul on number 2. Good defense by Austin Johnson. So on that play, the Scarlet Knights were up to the task, but the little man to the big man, helping Villanova out to the 4-point lead. Fisher to Yaru for the layup. Tonight's Big East game is brought to you by PNC, for the achiever in us all. And by Champion, it's how you play. A very chilly night along the banks of the Raritan here in Piscataway. Corey Fisher already with 5 points and 2 assists as 10th-ranked Villanova leads by 4 with 14-15 left to play in the first half. Jay Wright talking to Wally Rutecki there. Always working the officials,
well,
right?
Jay did not like that last offensive foul call. He thought the Rutgers weak side defender was underneath the rim. And, you know, I think he has somewhat of a case there. He made a nice backdoor cut, Waynes, and he looked like he tried to avoid the contact and got all the way to the rim. And if the defender is, in fact, under the rim, it's got to be a block. But Wally Rutecki did not see it there.
Number 5, Robert Lumpkins, a graduate student, now out there for the Scarlet Knights. Wayans, Fisher, Yaru, Stokes, and Armwood for Villanova.
This is what Jay Wright has been doing a little bit more as of late, playing a little zone out of timeouts with the longer, taller lineup allows him to have a big back front line, to rebound the ball, and extend out on the shooters.
Coburn with 4. Fisher knocks it away. 2-on-2. Wayans gets knocked away by Coburn. Good defense by Mike Coburn there.
When you have the 3 guards or even the 4 guards, it's very difficult to play zone because of the mismatches out in the back line of your zone. But with Pena and Armwood and Stokes in the back line, he can play Waynes and Fisher up top and kind of change your defenses to mix and match. And that's what he's done lately. And he did that against West Virginia very successfully over the weekend.
Coburn gets a rest. Dane Miller back out there. Now Lumpkins guarding Fisher. Cool. Out on Wayans. Fisher, good ball fake, gets in the paint, kicks it out. Wayans makes the extra pass to Yaru. And he gets called for steps before Miller fouls him.
That was a great look by Waynes to Yaru. He's just got to catch that and go up and power to the rim. He tried to be a little fancy down there, and you don't want your big man in traffic trying to put the ball on the floor, and Yaru paid for it on that possession.
So Austin Johnson comes up limping, so he'll go out. Looks like it's something in his calf. Baruta back out there.
Very impressed so far, and with the Rutgers defense kind of keeping Villanova off balance, making them use a lot of time on the shot clock.
Here's Garuda. Now Poole. High school teammates, now college teammates. Garuda driving, now fading away and hits.
That's what Mike Rice talked to us about pregame, you know, having some sort of life and spark from the guys coming in off the bench. You know, he kind of knows what his starters are going to give him, but he needs that extra stuff from the bench.
That time Wayans doesn't give it up, but he loses it. Pena there to pick it up, keep the shot clock alive. Long pass to Wayans. Armwood. 3-on-1. Miller to the trailer. Extra pass. Beatty wasn't ready for it.
Oh, he gave it to the right man.
Wayans gets knocked away by Lumpkins, but he draws the foul.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you there, Eamon, but the old coach, he said, what are you doing? I mean, you make a nice defensive play. They helped each other tremendously. Now they got a 3-on-1. You got to give it to the guard. Don't give it to the big guy who's the trailer. You've got to give it to Beatty. He's head of the field. He's the guard. Garuda's there to tip it in, not to finish from the middle.
Missed opportunity for the Scarlet Knights. On the other end, Wayans hits the first.
But again, Rutgers doing a nice job on that possession, even though they didn't score off the break. When they're getting beat, even off the bounce, doing a great job of helping each other, and even the third helper comes into play. Their rotation so far are excellent defensively.
Wayans hits them both. Corey Stokes comes in for Wayans. Villanova 13, Rutgers 9. Just under 12 and a half left to play in the first half. Mitchell now out there for the Scarlet Knights, and he has the ball. Beatty takes another three. It won't drop, but Mitchell there for the offensive rebound. Good job getting Pena to go up in the air.
Well, Jonathan Mitchell brought his hard hat tonight. I think Mike Rice has had some talks with him. Listen, we like your perimeter game, but you got to pound it inside because they got destroyed on the backboards and in the paint in the game in Philadelphia. So far, so good for Jonathan Mitchell.
Mitchell had 24 and 7 rebounds in the loss at South Bend. Stokes gets in the paint. Now Pena, the long two, and he hits. Pena, the veteran, doing a little bit of everything for Jay Wright now in his final year at Villanova.
Rutgers can live with that. Great help, but Pena, nice extra pass and great spacing and finding the angle on the baseline.
Mitchell gets called for steps as he hesitated there, thought about shooting it. Jay Wright's ball club up by 4 with just under 11 and a half left to go in the first half at the rack.
Want a better way?
Welcome back to Piscataway. Villanova leads Rutgers 15-11. Eamon McEnany along with former Iona and Providence head coach Tim Welsh. And Tim, you talked about the first meeting between these two teams back on January 2nd. Rutgers looked very impressive for a half, and then Villanova took over.
Well, they wore them out. Villanova wore them out because two things. They pounded them on the glass. Rutgers just could not keep up with the bodies up front, and also the free throw line. Rutgers fouls too much. Recently, they've been fouling way too much. In that game, Villanova had 35 free throws in the game, and Rutgers had 3 players foul out, but tonight so far, Rutgers is playing without fouling.
21 of those Corey Stokes 23 points coming in the second half. Garuda there, reaching up for the turnover. Beatty looking for Mitchell, keeps it himself. Now Coburn. Miller open, takes the jumper. Way off, air ball, Dominic Cheek. Former St. Anthony's star checks into the ball game.
Well, you might think this game is ugly offensively, but it's caused by tremendous defense. Both teams, great positioning, great contests.
Loose ball, Cheek runs it down. Now Stokes from Bayonne, doesn't go down.
Again, under duress, every shot, someone's in their face.
Mitchell thought about that three. Thought about that one as well. Being patient, Beatty lets it go. short. Tap back out though to Beatty, so Rutgers gets a new 35.
Short because he's short-armed. A lack of confidence right now for Beatty.
Not for Coburn as he knocks down the long two. Rutgers within 2. Under 10 minutes to play in the first half. Villanova with the ball, leading 15-13. Wayne's keeping the dribble alive. Now he moves it over to Pena, feeling it. Why not?
That time the rotation's a little late by Rutgers. Their game plan, Eamon, is take away the 3, take away the paint, make Villanova shoot tough contested 2s.
Coburn picks up the dribble with 23 on the shot clock. Now Mitchell takes the 3. Baruta there with the offensive rebound and the putback.
Well, Baruta not only brought his A game, he brought his energy game tonight. He has been fantastic on defense as a helper inside and then active on the offensive glass.
Stokes coming off the curl. In and out. The energy man with another rebound, and Cheek gets called for reaching in.
Well, Baruta is an energy guy. He likes to throw his body around. He does it with positioning and angles, and that time Villanova did not put a body on him, and if you don't tonight, Baruta came with his toughness.
Rutgers attacking the glass on the offensive end. Now Austin Carroll, the freshman out of Massachusetts, onto the court. He has the ball right now. Johnson back out there. Johnson backing in Pena, gets doubled. Miller moves in. Whistle. This one's going against Johnson, I think.
It's a great case of you're open and don't take it in where you can be guarded. And Miller on the ball reversal was open. He wasn't ready to deliver, and he took it into the lane and had a shot contested.
Fisher walks it up with a 2-point lead. 8.5 minutes left in the first half. Lane's being guarded by Carroll. Pena looking to make it 3 in a row. The man from Brooklyn on fire all of a sudden.
Villanova doing a nice job of getting the angle into the lane or down to the baseline where Rutgers drawing the help and then quickly reversing the ball before Rutgers can recover.
Pena leads Villanova in field goal percentage, but mainly not because of shots like that. Most of his work down low. Mitchell going baseline, draws the foul.
Antonio Pena, though, he has improved his jump shot ability over the last couple years, and you know, Jay Wright says he can be our Anderson, or Dwayne Anderson from a couple years ago, and if that's the case, you know, a guy that knocks down jumpers, he can be physical on the inside, and right now he's finding those seams because Rutgers is giving a lot of help on the dribble drives by the guards.
Very good feature article today in the Philadelphia Daily News by Mike Kern about Antonio Pena. Jay Wright saying, quote, "I don't know where we would be without him." A guy who obviously came to Villanova heavily recruited, but now a role player doing a little bit of everything.
I think Jay was really worried, you know, when you lose a guy like a Scotty Reynolds, who was their leader, not only on the floor with the big shots, but off the court and the work ethic. And who's going to step up and do that? Are the nice young kids going to step into that role? And Antonio Pena and Corey Fisher and Stokes certainly have delivered for Jay.
Villanova up by 2 once again as Mitchell hits them both. Under 8 minutes to play in the first half. Fisher gets it back. Tompkins back out there.
Rutgers showing a little pesky 2-3 with a trap in the corner.
And they tied up. Austin Johnson with the active hand. So another Villanova turnover as the defensive adjustment works on that possession for Mike Rice. Rutgers switching it up on D.
Want a better way to track what you spend? PNC
be left out in the cold.
Ford dealer.
10th ranked Villanova with a 19-17 lead over Rutgers with 7:48 left to play in the first half. So Mike Rice coming up with the defensive adjustment there, and What else are they doing effectively on the defensive end to keep this Villanova team in check? Just 19 points.
I think that was a great move by Mike. Out of the timeout or off a dead ball, trying to mix and match and keep Villanova a little bit off balance, because if you give them the same dose all night long, they'll wear you out with their talent and experience. But what I think they're doing is they're just really rotating quickly and attacking the ball before it gets into the lane. And then on rotations, they've been slow a couple times on Pena, but most of the time they're closing out real quickly and ready to play the ball to the sideline, not allowing it into the paint.
So Villanova had the possession arrow, so the Wildcats hold on to it with 20 on the shot clock. Wayans gets it back from Pena. Fisher, Stokes, Pena, Yaru, and Wayans out there for Villanova. Fisher pulls up, doesn't go down. Johnson with the rebound. Beatty looking to push, gets it to Poole. Fisher saw that one coming all along. Great defense in anticipation, but now he's stuck.
Poole put his hands up in the air and said, he blamed his teammate, but that pass was too quickly and too soft.
Can't give Corey Stokes too many looks like that. Mike Rice knows it. A quick timeout by Rutgers as Villanova goes up by 5.
Well, you talked about Rutgers defensively, Eamon. And one thing they are doing as well on the defensive end of the floor is they're attacking with their hands up. A lot of teams will attack and close out on you, but they've got their hands down, and that allows the offensive player to have an easy angle and vision into the lane or for the next pass, the next scoring pass. And Villanova will kill you with that if you don't close out and try to get up in their vision.
And one of the most significant changes Mike Rice has made with Rutgers in his first year is on the defensive end. As you take a look at the numbers between this year and last year, they certainly are locking down on the defensive end.
Well, Mike's an experienced defensive coach, and Robert Morris, I happened to see a few of his games over the last few years, and they do a lot of switching, and that bothers teams because they're not used to playing against it. They switch 1 through 4, and they put the onus on the offense to make adjustments to their defensive game plan.
Last year, the Scarlet Knights gave up just over 80 points a game. This year, giving up just a little bit over 69, so an 11-point improvement there. Now on the offense. Miller into Mitchell, can't handle the pass. Johnson with 7. Mitchell, the turnaround, high off the glass. He wasn't expecting that pass, I don't think.
He wasn't, and Villanova keeping Rutgers off balance, that time switching back to the 2-3.
Payne, you can't get the tip to go, but Yaru there for the loose change. Villanova with its largest lead, and Mike Rice not happy with the effort, making wholesale substitutions right now.
Well, we need to get Gil Baruta back in the game because they're just getting pounded on the inside right now. That time, Yaru was just basically playing volleyball. Rutgers way too small.
See Coach Rice there. He's coaching and sending a message, though, because he's yelling at, getting after Miller and Beatty. So doing a little bit more than just making substitutions.
Well, he is, and what really bothered him was the turnover by Poole, which led to the quick bucket by Villanova. And defensively now, though, they've got to clamp down in the lane a little better on the second shot attempts. We know they're challenged offensively, but defensively on the backboards, this is becoming a little bit reminiscent of the game down in Philadelphia.
The two-time Northeast Conference Coach of the Year with Robert Morris. Led the Colonials to 2 NCAA bids. His experience in this conference as an assistant coach at Pitt and Marquette. So Miller takes a seat. Johnson loses it. Beatty there gets it back. Now Mitchell steps back for 3. Doesn't go down. Foul on Johnson as Yaru grabbed the rebound. And of course, when you hear Robert Morris, Mike Rice, and Villanova, you think back to last year's NCAA tournament, March 18th in the first round in Providence, Rhode Island. Robert Morris, the 15th seed. Karan Abraham had 23 points, including 5 threes. Scotty Reynolds, though, was clutch. Going to overtime, he drills this 3 in the extra session, and Villanova survives and advances 73-70, avoiding the major upset. Robert Morris fans still talking about the officiating in that one, though, Coach Welsh.
People in Providence are talking about that. It reminded them of the game back in the day, when Princeton almost upset Georgetown, and Mike Rice certainly had his ball club ready to play that afternoon, right in the middle of Big East country, but they were not intimidated at all.
At all. Danger time, though, now here at the end of the first half for the Scarlet Knights. Down by 7 with under 6 to play, make it 8.
Well, good move by Mike Rice right now, getting Gil Baruta back into the game, because they were frighteningly very small there for a while, and Jay Wright saw that and just went inside, and Yaru and Pena taking advantage of Rutgers.
So Yaru adds to a 7-0 run as Villanova adds to its largest lead of the ball game, 26-17. Beatty calls out a play.
Nova in the zone with Cheek up top, gives him a little bit more length at the guard spot.
Now Coburn with 12 on the shot clock, looking to create. Beatty lets it fly and drills that one. Rutgers needed that one in a big way.
Well, you keep swinging, you're going to hit the ball sometime, Heyman. Why not? He can play a little bit. He's just going through a confidence period, lack of confidence, and that may get him going.
1 of 4 now. He was 1 of 10 in his last 2 games coming into this one. Still everything a 3, though. Nice pass into Fisher. The extra pass to Stokes. Open, lines it up. Nothing but net.
Well, that's where Villanova can kill you on ball reversal. They've got 4 out. They've got shooters in all the spots. That's how they got 8 threes in the first half at the Carrier Dome.
Stokes starting to heat up. He has 8. Coburn down to Baruta. Can't hit the layup, gets it back. That time he finishes off the glass.
Well, during the timeouts, they better give that big guy some Powerade, some coffee, and not take him out of the game, because he's the only guy that can match up inside against Villanova.
He has 5 points to go along with 5 rebounds. Rutgers needs a stop. Fisher finds another open. Stokes, who's feeling it. Get a hand in the face of 2-4.
Well, that's where Corey Stokes' size is just so dangerous, because Rutgers did a nice job by Coburn closing out, but 5 inches got him on the perimeter.
Brewer picks up his dribble. Under 4 minutes to play now. Mitchell, the floater goes.
Well, they're making Villanova guard, and I like that. They're keeping attacking the paint, space in the court, but now their issue is on the defensive end, where they're back to the pesky man-to-man.
We got a mismatch with Coburn guarding Pena, but Fisher takes it. Now Pena gets it and takes a long 2.
Coburn giving a lot of efforts, and he seems to get matched up on guys much bigger than him. He's closed out on Pena 3 times, got right in his chest, but it's like he's not even there.
Coburn 6 feet, Pena 6'8". Now Mitchell, extra pass to Poole, and he hits. So Rutgers coming alive on the offensive end, makes Villanova pay for going for the steal.
See, Rutgers, what Mike Rice likes to do is do a lot of switching, which can throw you off, but Jay Wright knows how to play against it, and this team is throwing the extra pass and finding the mismatches on the weak side of the floor.
Both teams with the touch all of a sudden. Villanova has made its last 4 shots. And we back out the offense. 10 to shoot for Fisher. Cheek looking to make it 5 in a row. Way off, but Yaru there, and he'll go to the line. The Wildcats up by 7, thanks in large part to the hot hand of the Bayonne bomber. Corey Stokes has 10. Villanova in command. .26 left in the first half. Villanova up by 7, and Tim, the Wildcats having no problem right now as we go inside the play. busting the Scarlet Knights zone.
Well, against the zone, Villanova, what they like to do is they'll put 4 guys on the perimeter that can make plays, not necessarily three-point shooters. And as they space you, they find the angles, not only off the bounce, but with player cuts. And you see there, Fisher shrinking the zone with a cut into the middle. A simple bounce pass brings all the Rutgers players inside, and then the extra pass on ball reversal before Rutgers can recover and close out.
Jay Wright, 10-4 against Rutgers in his career. 2-time Big East Coach of the Year, and both teams starting to heat up. Villanova has made 4 of its last 5, and so has Rutgers.
Well, a lot of people try to beat zone with the bounce. You say dribble penetration, but sometimes it's player penetration too, by cutting into open areas and then getting in there, drawing the defense just by your presence. And that time, Villanova playing very unselfishly. They throw that extra bounce pass, and they know how to space and create angles on the weak side of the floor.
So Yaru hits both. He now has 8. Then he heads to the bench. And Marie Sutton will check in. So Carroll out there with Beatty, Miller, Mitchell, and Lumpkins. For Rutgers, Cheek, Stokes, Fisher, Wayans, and Sutton for Villanova.
Very long at the top of their 1-2-2. Back to man-to-man now for Miller.
There's Miller. Loses it. Mitchell couldn't make the clean catch, but he lets this one fly. It is short. Stokes with the rebound. Under 2 minutes to play.
Oh, but pesky that time. Made Rutgers really hurry up on every catch and bounce.
Villanova looking for its largest lead of the ball game. Wayans gets in the paint. Now looking for help. Stokes there, and he misses. Cheek gets called for over the top. So Cheek has 3 now with 1:34 left to play in the half.
Well, good position box out that time by Austin Carroll. And defensively, Rutgers is making all the right moves, but offensively, they just don't have enough answers in the interior. And they've got to just slow down a little bit on ball reversal. Try to get some screens and try to get some pinups to get free, because off the bounce, they can't beat Villanova one-on-one.
So Pena goes in for Cheek. Lumpkins open. Gets it to Miller. Now Mitchell driving on Fisher. Back to his left hand. Out of control, and Wayans comes up with the rebound.
That's where Mitchell's got to deliver. He felt the help. 2 men attacked him on the interior. He should have dished it weak side for an open shooter.
Another opportunity for Villanova to go up double figures. Carroll guarding Fisher. Good double team by Beatty. Loose ball. Beatty comes up with it. Over to Miller. Pull up. Too strong. Lumpkins there. Lumpkins off the screen. Turn around. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. Coming up at halftime on the Big East Network, we'll take a look at some of the Player of the Year candidates in the Big East Conference on the Big East Wire. We'll take a look at the scores and standings. A very important night of regular season action in the conference tonight. And of course, we'll have a look back at the highlights of the first half of this one.
Again, the Rutgers coming down out of transition. Empty trips. They've got to space the court a little bit better. That's the 3-on-1 we saw earlier. Now that was a 3-on-2 where everyone was too tight. They've got to get out wider, so Villanova has to make some decisions defensively.
So Yaru checks back in for Jay Wright, as Villanova might hold for 1 if they get the ball back after this free throw.
Villanova has not used as many of their ball screens that they like to use tonight, because they know Rutgers does a nice job of switching. So they're spacing the court. They're trying to go inside with the dribble drive on one-on-one moves and then reverse it quickly.
So Fisher in no rush as Villanova can hold for the last shot of the first half. Take a 9 or 10 point lead in the locker room.
Fisher is surprised if Mike Rice tries to create something off a trap.
Fisher picks up his dribble. Now Stokes going to work on Poole. Steps back. Fisher in a little bit of a trouble. Yaru there with 1. Comes up short. So Villanova does not get a good look on the final possession. Mike Rice very happy about that. Jay Wright looks at the scoreboard and sees that his team is up 7 on the road. Corey Stokes led the way with 10 as the Jersey boys had another productive first half against the Scarlet Knights. It's halftime in Piscataway.
Nothing in basketball.
It is the Harris Halftime Show. Gary Apple back in our New York studio sitting alongside the former St. John's head coach. It's Norm Roberts. Game we're watching here tonight. Villanova has the lead by 7 over Rutgers. We know about Corey Stokes. He's in double figures, but it's the bigs. And you like the bigs at Villanova. Yaru, who's coming along, and Pena. They played very well in that first half.
Well, Pena was terrific. They did a great job of getting him the basketball. He shot the ball extremely well from the free throw line. It's something that he practices every day.
As a team, they shot 57%. But here we go. Get a look at the terrific interior passing.
Well, that's great. Coming off a ball screen, dropping it right down to Yaru.
Pena from the left side right there. He made 4 of his 6 shots in that opening half, showing the ability, Norm, to step away from the bucket. They can score the ball in various ways.
Well, really, Pena's really a small forward or a 3-man, a guard position type guy, but he's really shooting the basketball well.
And you talk about spacing, and we see it right there, getting open looks. Those two big fellas, big part of that Villanova offense in that opening half. They've got 8 points apiece, and Rutgers keeping it close on the offensive glass.
Well, they did a great job on the offensive glass. Last time they played Villanova, Villanova had 17 offensive rebounds. They got 8 in the first half, and that's what really kept them in it.
Well, Gil Baruta, tough inside. So was Mitchell. And, you talked about the first time these two teams met back on January the 2nd. Overall, Villanova out-rebounded Rutgers 40-21. But a very different story. And there's Baruta, the freshman.
Well, they did a great job on the offensive glass, but what that also means is they missed a ton of shots. They've got to make some outside shots.
Villanova, as I mentioned, shot 57% in that opening half and made 3 3-pointers. And that was a very big part of that first half and why they lead it by 7 at the break. But again, you always talk about the fact that don't go by the first half, because the first time these two teams met, Villanova trailed at the half by 4, came back to win big in the second half. Here it's a 7-point game. Could be a different story in the second half.
Well, it could be. Now, if Rutgers can start making some shots. They didn't make any shots, but they got good shots. They did a good job getting on the offensive glass. What they didn't do on the defensive end is keep guys out of the lane. Corey Fisher got in the lane, pitching it out to Corey Stokes. Corey Stokes started to get going. You don't want that guy to get hot.
Just getting going here on the Harris Halftime Show. Big night around the Big East, including a monumental matchup at the Dome in Syracuse. Syracuse and Georgetown getting together. One of the great rivalries in the Big East. Jim Boeheim going for his 850th career win. And wow, Louisville and Notre Dame going to the wire. We're back from Midtown in a moment. Game we're watching here on SNY tonight, leading Rutgers at the half 35-28. We talked about the bigs at the start of the halftime show, Yaru and Pena, but Corey Stokes has had a terrific first half, and we talked about spacing on the pregame, and we see it here.
Well, he moves to the open spots, but let's give his teammates credit. They're getting in the ball and making the extra pass, and when his feet are set, he shoots it as good as anybody in the country.
Stokes in double figures. He's got 10 points, and again, great recognition.
Great penetration. We talked about it earlier. Attack that paint, attack the Big East, kickouts, open 3.
Corey Stokes, 4 of 7 from the floor in the opening half. Very quickly here, Norm, what must Rutgers do to come back and pull the upset in the second half?
Well, they've got to do a better job of guarding on the defensive end. They've got to do a better job of keeping guys out of the lane. Fisher and Wayans are getting in the lane way too easy.
Georgetown has gone final now. They beat Syracuse at the Dome. It's the first time they've won there since February 24th, 2002. Full highlights on the Samuel Adams post-game show. For Norm Roberts, Gary Apple, we thank you for joining us here at the Harris Halftime Show. Enjoy the second half. Rutgers and Villanova in a moment.
During the big game, you'll never miss any of the action with the Birkenfield QR76 binoculars. The QR76 features fluoride prism lenses, an ergonomic focus, and diopter controls, all of which you'll need because you didn't buy your tickets on StubHub. For 10 years, StubHub has been the place to find great tickets to sports, concerts, and more, even on the day of the event, and even if it's sold out. StubHub. Where do you want to sit?
Second player in school history to score over 1,500 points and dish out more than 450 assists. He's also moved up to 9th all-time, passing our colleague John Celestin. Poor Johnny lost his record right here in his hometown of Piscataway. Now Garuda starting the second half the way he started the first half, going right at the rim and playing with energy. Beatty pulls up.
Garuda continues to make nice moves around the rim, but Rutgers has got to find a way to get in position. Villanova gives the help to get a quick putback.
So Garuda gets called for the foul, his second. After Beatty missed his first two-point field goal attempt in 3.5 games, a long two-point field goal attempt.
Beatty's done a nice job though defensively. He's very long at the top of Mike Rice's man-to-man D.
The coach was raving about him in the pregame about his defensive ability, but someone loses Fisher here and he makes him pay.
Well, nice job by Pena. He was being guarded by Coburn, and most players with that type of mismatch would have forced something or got something to the rim. That time he made the unselfish pass to the weak side.
So it's now a double-digit lead for the Wildcats for the first time tonight. Not for long as Mitchell hits the two.
Well, one of the first clean looks that Jonathan Mitchell has had outside of the lane, and that was caused by Rutgers doing a nice job of finding angles, getting into the gaps.
Mitchell in double figures now for the 8th straight game. Fisher looking to make it 2 in a row. Doesn't drop. Beatty over to Coburn, the extra pass to an open Miller, and he attacks and one.
Well, Miller likes the degree of difficulty. He ran the floor nice. He was wide open on the short baseline, and just like in the first half, he took it into trouble, but this time he delivered and finished with authority under duress.
Last year against Villanova in the RAC, he had 26. On his way to being named to the Big East All-Rookie team. One of 2 unanimous selections to that squad, along with Cincinnati's Lance Stevenson. So now, the fans in red come alive as it's a 5-point deficit. Wayans throws it away. He and Yaru not on the same page.
Well, one thing about Rutgers, we know they're challenged offensively, but the reason they've been in most games here in the league is because their defense is annoying, and it doesn't stop, it doesn't quit, it's always there. That's why they're hanging around tonight, because of their D.
And now you're starting to sense why Big East coaches fear coming to Piscataway. When this crowd gets into it, they can make a lot of noise, but Mitchell can't raise the volume as he comes up short.
Oh, that was a nice play, too. A special set inside screen for Mitchell.
Wayans attacks, but he can't finish. 4 on 2. Miller pulls up. Garuda can't put it back, but he'll go to the line.
Now again, Rutgers, nice job off the miss, attacking, but a little too tight coming up the floor. They need to spread their bodies out. They're too tight. One guy can guard 2. Miller takes the contested shot, but there he is. An energy man for the second attempt.
Now with 8 rebounds. Native of Lithuania. Hits the first. And wears the number 55 in honor of fellow Lithuanian Arturas Karnisovas, who played his collegiate basketball in the state of New Jersey at Seton Hall.
Don't tell this guy that Europeans play soft, because he is the opposite of that. He loves to stick his nose into the meat.
Rutgers now on a 7-0 run to pull within 3. So as soon as Villanova had its largest lead of the game, Rutgers comes right back. The fans want to stop. Miller all over Stokes.
Good job coming off that screen by Miller, tagging Stokes, not letting him open.
Pena is long. Armwood with the offensive rebound, and Garuda shoves it. Mike Rice doesn't like the call, but it's 3 on number 55.
Garuda kind of lost position on the inside there and compounded the injury with the slight little push. Now he's got to come out of the game.
You mentioned in the first meeting the fouls piled up for Rutgers. Garuda fouled out in that ball game after scoring 12 points. Fisher waves off Wayans, takes the screen from Pena.
Good switch there by Mitchell on to Stokes, on to Fisher.
Now he's guarding Fisher with the ball, so Fisher backs it out. Looks to take a run at the big man, now pulls up and drills it.
Can't do that, Eamon. You're up there playing, you've got size, you can't back up. If he goes by, you've got to trust your help on the inside. Don't let him take an uncontested three.
Watching him knock that down reminds me of his high school coach, Kevin Boyle, calling him an assassin. Coburn with the pull-up, looking to answer. Onward with the rebound. Now Fisher. Good pass down low to Pena, and Beatty fouls him.
Well, they did a nice job here on the pick and roll. Mitchell switched out, but you see too much space there, Eamon. He backed up. He was worried about the bounce. Loves to get into the lane, but as one of my players used to tell me, 3 beats 2. You got to guard the lane.
Fisher now has 11. As he continues to play well against Rutgers.
And I only say that, Eamon, because he is terrific off the bounce, and you got to respect that. But Rutgers does such a good job, and all their principles are help, help, help. And they've done a nice job tonight of attacking the ball once it does get in the lane and guarding the line. And that time Mitchell just backed off way too much.
So Villanova knocks it out of bounds. Wildcats up by 7. Both teams landing some punches, some jabs here in the second half. Villanova going up by 10. Rutgers climbing back to within 3. Now a mini run by the 10th ranked team in the country.
In the first half, when Baruta went out of the game for a little siesta, Villanova really attacked the inside on the glass and offensively in the lane.
Lunkins can't drill the 3. Another rebound by Armwood. Fisher dumps it down to Pena. Strong off the window.
Pena and Yaru just rim ran that time right down the middle of the floor. We're going to attack because Rutgers has no answers defensively inside right now.
Another balanced attack for the Wildcats offensively as Pena has 11. Just like that, it's a 9-point lead again. Miller. Too much space.
Well, I like that move by Miller. I mean, he's got to do that more often, kind of square his body up and just take that little medium-range jumper instead of sometimes getting out of control and attacking the rim when there's too much help on the inside.
Wayans to his left. Good defense by Poole. Fisher tries the right side this time with 12 to shoot. Here we go again. Mitchell on Fisher. Does he come up on him? Good ball fake. Fisher creating the passing lane all by himself. That one will lead to foul shots on the previous possession. It was the Bronx to Brooklyn. Fisher to Pena. Wildcats up by 7.
New York Sports here.
Welcome back to Piscataway. Some prestigious graduates for both schools on hand for this one. There's a look at Devin McCourty, along with former teammates Mike Teal and Taekwon Underwood. McCourty, a first-round draft pick of the Patriots. 7 interceptions this season. And Kerry Kittles, Villanova's all-time leading scorer with 2,243 points. He, of course, also played in the NBA up the Turnpike with the New Jersey Nets, and he had to be must have been fun to game plan against when he was with the Wildcats.
Game plan nothing. I mean, there was no stopping that man right there. That's why he had a great career. Not only Big East, many people think the top 10 Big East players of all time.
Jay Wright, of course, an assistant at Villanova before going on to Hofstra and becoming the head coach at the Wildcats. Working under Rolly Massimino, then out in Vegas.
Jay did have a cup of coffee out there in Sin City. He survived it, and now he's back where he belongs in the Big East.
So Armwood goes to the line. Just under 15 minutes to play. And he can't make it an 8-point lead on that attempt. Student section pretty full for this one. So now it's a 8-point lead, 45-37. Austin Carroll, number 2, onto the floor for the Scarlet Knights. Armwood checks out. Cheek and Yaru out there along with Pena, Wayans, and Fisher.
Over a little soft pressure now. Back to the 2-3.
Out with 10. Now Carroll. Miller attacks, steps back. Too strong. Pena with a rebound. He has 5.
Now you have to shoot the ball against his zone. You've got to have some sort of inside presence. And as you're going to say, Baruta has got to get back in the game before this gets out of hand for Rutgers.
So Mitchell and Beatty will check in as they try to come up with an offensive threat. Wayans takes the 3. Dane Miller loses the rebound. Yaru there, can't hit, but he'll go to the line. More exciting Big East hoops action comes your way Saturday as number 7 Notre Dame takes on the USF Bulls. It's the Big East game of the week as Notre Dame takes on South Florida Saturday at noon Eastern, 11 Central only on the Big East Network. Notre Dame surviving in overtime tonight against Louisville. Mike Bray's squad continues to add to its resume for the Big East tournament, trying to get a 2 or a 3 seed.
Mike Bray's singing the praises of Ben Hansbrough as, hey, don't sleep on Ben as the Big East Player of the Year candidate. I concur. I mean, he's just tremendous, not only as a leader and as a shooter, but very underrated as a defensive player.
They had 25 against the Scarlet Knights as Notre Dame beat Rutgers on Super Bowl Sunday. Poole looking to create, pulls up, draws the foul, will go to the line. So the freshman heard me say there were no offensive threats out there and took it right to the defense.
And they've got to continue to attack because right now Villanova's got Rutgers back on their heels, not only offensively, but defensive end of the floor. You saw in that last possession there, Dane Miller went up and grabbed the rebound, but Pena and Yaru, 2 against 1, and just too much power for Villanova.
So the freshman out of Rosedale, New York, can't hit the first. Shooting 76.5% from the line. So he hits there. He now has 5 points on the ball game after not scoring his last 3 games. Excuse me, that's Austin Johnson. So Poole has actually come alive with 15 points in his last 2 games before this one.
Rutgers right now basically playing with 3 guards and 2 small forwards.
Sloppy pass by Pena, but again, Poole there to clean up. I was about to say another failed fast break opportunity.
Good extra effort. You're right, though. It was a failed effort, but the second effort by Poole, so key right now. And Rutgers undermanned, but getting pesky on the perimeter to force Villanova into some errors. Should be a 5-second count.
80 all over Wayans. Jay Wright wants a timeout. With 17 left on the shot clock, Jay Wright is furious with his players as it's now a 5-point game. So the sloppy pass led to a fast break, and then Poole was there to clean it up. We're back to Piscataway after this. Welcome back to Piscataway. Villanova with a 45-40 lead with 13 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in the second half. And all season long, Champion Apparel will be showcasing the tradition and history of the Big East Conference. Tonight, let's take a look at the Rutgers first round NBA selections. James Bailey back in 1979 went to Seattle, 6th overall. Roy Henson was the 20th pick in the 83 draft by the Cavs. And then in 2006, the Sacramento Kings took Quincy Doobie with the 19th pick. So Bailey, Henson, and Doobie. James Bailey, one of the 3 retired numbers here at the rack, along with Phil Sellers and Bob Lloyd. Bailey playing as an All-American in 78 and 79. Now out of the timeout, Villanova looking for an answer on the offensive end. 5 to shoot. Fisher's going to have to let it fly. Mitchell gets in his face, but it doesn't matter. The road team's not supposed to get that bounce.
Still way too much space. Mitchell's got the length. He's got to get up and know at the end of the shot clock he's going to take a jumper. If he goes by him, albeit he's going to take a forced shot at the end of the clock.
Fisher now with 14. Wayans gets called for reaching in, and Jay Wright can't believe the call, but here again, the second or third time these two have been matched up one-on-one at the top of the key.
John Mitchell has to know that the clock is coming down. He can't give up this three, even though he's got the length. There you see, it's at 2 seconds there. If he goes by him, he's just going to take a contested two. Not a good play defensively.
Mitchell setting high screen for Beatty. He gets it back. Gets in the paint, stops, too strong. What a follow by Poole.
Well, again, Mike Rice said it. We need help from the bench. And Mike Poole is giving them a lift here in the second half.
He now has 9. And he takes this one away. Poole going in all by himself for the slam dunk. Rutgers within 4, under 12 to play. Pena now with 17 to an open Fisher, looking to quiet the crowd. He'll go to the line.
Well, Mike Poole defensively has been getting up on the ball, but off the ball, he's come alive as well offensively with the putback.
Thanks in large part to the play of Mike Poole. Rutgers has pulled within 4 with 11:36 left to play in the second half. And earlier we showed you one Big East tradition brought to you by Champion. What's your favorite? You can vote on your favorite tradition in the Big East by going to facebook.com/champion and clicking on the poll tab. Mike Rice would love to start a tradition of knocking off top 10 teams tonight against Villanova as we take a look at the retired jerseys of James Bailey and Phil Sellers.
And Mike, before the game, talked about Providence's upset of Villanova, and he said in that upset, you know, Providence's main players played their normal game, but what happened, guys that normally don't do anything, like Bryce Cotton and even a Duke Mondi, gave him points off the bench, and he said that's what we need tonight. We need somebody to come in and do something they don't normally do, and tonight it's been Mike Poole.
Fisher hits the first two to give him 16. Game high 16, make it 17. Coming into tonight, he had averaged 16 points a game in his last 3 against Rutgers, so he improves on that here tonight. Loves coming back to this gym when he played at St. Pat's. This is where they played the state championship games against St. Anthony. He won that 2 years in a row. Now Coburn. Mitchell gets it back from his high school teammate, knocks it down.
Well, Eamon, if I was running a clinic on how to run zone offense, I'd show that set. Perfect by Rutgers execution. Inside, outside, ball reversal, open look.
Stokes coming off the curl. Doesn't like it, gets it back to Fisher. Backs away from the trap. Starts directing traffic. 10 to shoot. Fisher keeps the dribble alive. Too strong off the glass. Miller comes up with it. Rutgers with an opportunity to pull within 2 or 3. 2 or 1, excuse me.
That's their game plan. Force contested twos under duress. Advantage Rutgers on that possession.
Here's Mitchell, open again, feeling it. Off. Good rebound by Armwood. Poole with a ticky-tack reaching in call.
Well, just tremendous execution. Here you see Mitchell sets the fade screen, then rolls inside and sets another ball screen, then fades to the other side of the floor. Goes from right side to inside corner, then back outside. Tremendous, tremendous execution and ball movement by Rutgers.
That's the good news for Rutgers. The bad news now, Villanova in the bonus with 10:16 left to play. This is what got him in trouble in the first meeting down in Philadelphia.
They've got to keep Baruta in the game because he gives them an inside presence defensively that can put another body on Yaru and Pena and Stokes when he's playing down low.
Armwood hits them both. 53-47 with 10:16 left to play.
Extending their pressure in the man. They'll get up into Rutgers a little bit.
Wayans on the ball. Now Coburn being guarded by Fisher. He's double. Baruta over to Mitchell. And Miller with 14 on the shot clock. Looking for Mitchell's. He's being guarded by Wayans, but he takes the long two instead. And Wayans comes up with the rebound.
Villanova's got to stay away from that side wing ball screen because, Rutgers does, because Villanova will trap them on every occasion, and Rutgers does not handle the ball well against traps.
Now Wayans with 20 on the shot clock. Gets it over to Fisher. He gets called for a carry.
Well, that's few and far between in the college game, but excellent call there by Earl Walton. Fisher got an advantage off the bounce with the carry. You'll see it. I used to work in the parks in the Bronx, but not in the Big East.
So Villanova now 4 turnovers in the second half. The Scarlet Knights have yet to cough it up. And there's a foul on Villanova. Wayans hold.
Rutgers very fortunate there. That was a loose bounce pass on the perimeter to your big man out almost to the three-point line. They've got to be more direct and crisper with their passes.
So Wayans has 4. He goes to the bench. Jay Wright goes big with Armwood, Yaru, and Pena out there along with Cheek. So a very tall group for the Wildcats. Pena saw that dump down going, but it doesn't matter. Baruta with the strength to throw it down. Jay Wright wants to talk things over. 9:02 left to play. The Scarlet Knights back within 4. Mr. Energy now has 9.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a very well-coached team here on the home team. We know Villanova's well-coached, but Mike Rice is making his number here. Here you see Beatty coming off the screen and roll. They know Villanova traps on the sideline. So what happens? They fake. They don't take the screen. They slip the screen. Baruta makes a nice catch down low. Not a very good pass. Pena went to attack. Baruta just out-toughed him and then just finished it. Not very pretty, but toughness at its best.
Now on the flip side, Jay Wright taking a timeout immediately after that basket. What do you think the message was in the Villanova huddle, defensively or offensively?
Oh, it's defense right now because Rutgers seems getting a little bit comfortable on the offensive end, even with that play. A couple loose passes. That was not a good delivery there by Beatty, even though Baruta was open. He threw it right where the defense was, and Pena just kind of watched the play, and Baruta wanted it more than Villanova.
Under 9 minutes to play in regulation. Here's Pena.
Help and recover there on the ball screen by Rutgers.
Fisher wants a screen. He goes away from it, and Coburn gets called for the hold. Back to the line, Villanova goes.
So those are wasted defensive possessions, and that's really hurt Rutgers. Throughout the season, they foul way too much. Their opponents shoot almost 25 free throws per game. At the end of the night, that will always bite you.
On Sunday in South Bend, Notre Dame took 34 free throws. Rutgers just 12.
You want your team to play aggressive, but with a purpose. You've got to play without fouling. I mean, Fisher was not trying to make a scoring move there. You got to give him a little bit more room.
So Poole back in the ball game for Rutgers with the ball. Takes it. Too strong. Armour with the rebound.
Too strong and too quick, Eamon. Got to get some more ball movement. Make Villanova guard him for more than one pass.
Almost like the Wildcats were baiting him into that shot because he thought about it, then stepped in and let it go.
Freshman mistake there.
Fisher in no hurry. Gets the screen, keeps the dribble alive. Now Pena, the long two. He's been hitting that shot all night long.
And when Jay Wright said he could be our Dante Cunningham, I think people said, who? But I'm saying he might be the next Dante Cunningham if he keeps shooting the ball like that.
Here's Poole. Miller loses it. Fisher now with numbers. Beatty hustles back. Fisher nicely done off the glass. The first Rutgers turnover of the half leads to an 8-point deficit as Corey Fisher knows how to take advantage of the break.
Well, he knows not only how to take advantage of the break, but take advantage of bad offense. In the last two possessions now, Poole with the quick jumper, and now Miller trying to dribble into traffic. There's nowhere to go, and when you go where it's tight, Villanova will make you pay. Here's Pena, on-ball reversal. Does a nice job of filling the gaps, filling spaces, filling areas on the weak side, and that's where Villanova is tremendous. They have good. They don't screen a lot on the weak side, but there's always movement, and they fill and refill. So everyone knows that if you stop and reverse the ball, there's going to be somebody there, and it helps when you can knock down the shot.
Corey Fisher now has 19 to match the 19 he had against the Scarlet Knights back in January. And this is why he was Jay Wright's Star Watch pick.
Well, he is. Earlier in his career, he was strictly a scorer. He was a guy off the bounce. He could make things happen for himself. But Villanova and Corey Fisher have worked together to make him a true point guard where he not only can score, but make things happen for his teammates.
He has had a hand in 14 of Villanova's 18 field goals, 6 field goals of his own, and 8 assists as he continues to move up the all-time assist list at Villanova. So Rutgers needs an answer, and they get a bailout call on Dominic Cheek. So Cheek and the Wildcats up by 8 on the road.
How are those flat rate boxes working out?
Welcome back to Piscataway. The home team still into this one, even though it's club down by 8 with 7:19 left to play in regulation. Let's take a look at our Big East leaders, brought to you by PNC leading the way. And tonight we take a look at team free throw percentage. Villanova leading the way, shooting 77.5% from the charity stripe. Connecticut at 74.8. Notre Dame just under 74%. And the numbers are starting to pile up in this one, but it's been a theme for Rutgers so far throughout the year, giving up free throws to its opponents.
You know, it's very, very difficult. There's a fine line when you go into a program and you're trying to preach intensity, toughness, discipline, playing hard all the time, of how to back that off as a player and as a coach. And they will continue to learn. They're playing tough and intense tonight, but I think tonight it's been more about Villanova just overpowering them.
There's an offensive foul on Mitchell setting the screen. That's a tough one against Mike Rice's ball club. Now they're one foul away from the double bonus as Fisher walks it up. Going to make it a double-digit lead once again for the Wildcats. Pena, the nice dump down pass to Yaru. A good defense by Coburn.
Good help side defense there. A nice special. They're going to go at Baruta on the inside and try to get him his 4th foul.
Fisher in the corner. James Bell, number 32, on the floor now for Jay Wright. Pena with a size advantage on Beatty, but he kicks it out to the freshman. Needs time to warm up, ready to go.
Jay was a little perturbed with some of the play from his regulars, and Bell just came in and said, "I'm ready, coach."
Beatty, the long bounce pass to Poole. He attacks, gets in the paint, he'll go to the line. The two freshmen have given Mike Rice plenty of energy tonight.
Well, he needs that, but now he needs the veterans to step up, not only on the offensive end, but down low. Villanova's going to their power game in the last two sets. First to Yaru and then into Pena. You can see they're going double low post and high low. They're going to try to pound the ball inside here in the last 6:22 and get to the free throw line in the double bonus.
Tonight's Big East game is being produced and distributed by ESPN Regional Television Incorporated. Poole misses them both.
Rutgers showing a little 2-3 zone here to keep the ball out of the middle.
Up by 10. 6 minutes left to play. 3 seconds on Yaru.
Jay Bright not happy with the call. He's not happy with Yaru. He's not happy with anything right now because they can't get a flow. He wants to pull away. He knows Rutgers, if they can get back under 5, this crowd could lift them to a win.
A carry and a 3-second call in the second half.
It's like the old days.
I was going to say, turn back the clock.
It's like when you and I played.
Mitchell on the block, good double, and he'll go to the line.
Nice patience there by Rutgers. There's nothing there on the 2 ball reversals, and then Mitchell doing a nice job of just carving out space in the low box and going strong to the rack.
Mitchell, a 74% free throw shooter. 56 straight start. Transferring from Florida.
I think the biggest difference with him over the last few years, even when he was at Florida, is he's in tremendous shape. I mean, he's got better quickness on the outside. He's always been a guy that could work you on the baseline, but improved his shot, and now he's added that little post-up game.
He now has 15. Rutgers showing some pressure. Miller on the ball, Coburn waiting to trap.
1-2-2 extended, trying to press and trap on the wings.
Deep, nice penetration, finding Yaru.
If you're going to trap on the sideline, you cannot let the dribbler out of the trap. If you do, they'll find the numbers on the weak side, and that time Villanova did.
Good anticipation by Cheek. He's going in all by himself. Miller fouls him, but it doesn't matter. So I know the coach in you is saying either foul him or don't.
Well, absolutely. Foul him. Foul him in the open court if you can. Foul him right there so he doesn't even get to the hole. And compound everything, the loose pass that you threw on the perimeter. We talked about it earlier. Rutgers was playing with fire. They threw a lot of loose passes that Villanova almost intercepted, and cannot be straight up and throw loose passes on the outside. They'll get you at some point, and that time Cheek shot the lane.
So the former McDonald's All-American out of St. Anthony converts the old school three-point play. 5 minutes left to play. Rutgers in danger now, down by 13, its largest deficit. Mitchell gets free, and one off the window. And that could be all for Dominic Cheek.
I thought Cheek made a nice play there, coming over on the weak side. He looked like he got his hands straight up, but obviously he got his body into Mitchell.
So just when he was starting to come alive on both ends, his night is over.
He got his hands in there low. Instead, he was trying to go straight up, but he reached in, and that's for Jay Wright. That'll be a teaching moment, either on the bus back tonight or tomorrow in the tape room for Dominic Cheek.
Again, up next for Villanova, a primetime showdown on Saturday night against Pittsburgh. Panthers, the first place ball club in the Big East. Big weekend on the main line. Game day will be there. Randy Foy's number is going to be retired, but they have to take care of business here with 4 minutes and 54 seconds left. Scarlet Knight's not going away.
Well, Pitt showed iron toughness on Monday night, winning in Morgantown without Ash and Gibbs. They went old school Pittsburgh, just pounded it inside, got up on the backboards. They have not been as strong defensively this year. They're a little bit more offensive minded, but Monday night they were rock tough against Bob Huggins' club.
This is the year the Panthers can break through and get to the Final Four. It will be tested Saturday night in Philadelphia. 4.5 left to play here. Villanova in no rush with a 10-point lead in the ball. And as soon as I say that, Fisher drills another three. He has 22.
I think he looked like a little bit of a pro guard right there. First half, he was the distributor. This half, he's knockdown shooter.
He loves coming back to this gym. He's had so much success as a high schooler and now as a collegiate player with the Wildcats. Beatty knocks it down from the corner. Mike Rice with the timeout with 4:02 left to play.
Good spacing there on the ball reversal by Rutgers. Villanova came with the help on the inside Pena, but Beatty slid weak side and found the open spot.
Corey Fisher finding the touch lately from behind the arc.
Well, at the end of the clock against zones, they love the ball screen, and there he refuses the ball screen, and you get him leaning one way, and he feels the defense. His change of direction is beyond special, and the great thing about Corey Fisher is not only his change of direction, but his body control, how he gathers himself, he squares his shoulders, and that little body's got so much strength and explosion.
5 of 6 from 3 tonight. Now 24 of 46 from behind the arc in his last 10 games. So yeah, I agree with you. I think it's safe to say that's a pro card right there.
I would safe to say he's played almost a perfect game tonight. I mean, he has played very well on both ends of the floor. Quarterback, leader, and now a scorer.
Under 4 minutes to play here. Villanova with the ball in a 10-point lead. The Wildcats have made their last 6 shots. Just over 66% in the second half. Christian to an open Pena. He's been hitting that shot all night long. Corey Fisher now has a career high with 9 assists.
You think those two are in sync? I mean, they know where each other are. There's every possession. They're unselfish, and then they finish it off.
Beatty, though, has the stroke. Rutgers in a hurry. Villanova obviously is not. Fisher, Pena, Stokes, the advantage of senior leadership. Armour bowls over Austin Carroll, and the call goes against the freshman. Mike Rice certainly not happy with that call. Villanova gets the call. The Wildcats moving in on win number 20, up by 9. Tonight's Big East game has been brought to you by PNC, for the achiever in us all, and by Russell Stover Candies, America's favorite Valentine's chocolate. Villanova moving in on its 20th win of the season, up 69-60 with just under 3 minutes to play. It'll be the 7th straight year that the Wildcats have come up with 20 wins or more. Mike Rice in jeopardy of falling to 500 at 12-12 and 3-9 in the Big East. Isaiah Armour to the line for 2 shots. And I'm sure it was a more complicated message than guys just shoot it well, but Jay Wright's club has come out of the locker room here in the second half and been on fire.
Well, they've been on fire because they've been unselfish. because they've got the quarterback to do it. The guy that not only the guy who can knock down the shots, but create things for other people. And I'm so impressed with not only Fisher, but Antonio Pena, just sliding open areas on the floor, and great feel for the game and great touch as well.
Pena with 15, Fisher with 22. Beatty can't hit there, but Miller comes up with the offensive rebound. Fisher's season high this year, 28 at Connecticut.
For Rutgers here off these free throws by Miller to get up in a full court pressure attack, try to trap and get something going. Their half court defense has been solid, but they don't have the answers on the inside or with Fisher right now. So they've got to try to extend and create turnovers.
Pena, another rebound. We approach the 2.5-minute mark. Wade backs it out to Fisher. Now Bell. Wade's on his left. Gets met by a swarm of Scarlet Knights. 10 to shoot for Fisher and the Wildcats. Lining up the rookie. Getting a high screen. Waynes lets it fly. Mitchell runs down the rebound. Coburn penetrates, gets to the 10. It doesn't go down, but he'll go to the line.
A good, solid defensive possession there by Rutgers, and closing out on Waynes and then attacking from the other end. And Coburn, good job there in transition, finding that open angle to the rack.
2 minutes down by 9 defensively. When you have to either start fouling or pick it up, go for the steal.
I like them attacking here. The problem has been that at the free throw line, they haven't been able to get into their pressure. Right now, they're going to give it a couple more possessions before they try to foul. Knowing Rutgers, sometimes they foul even when they don't want to foul because they're so aggressive. Here again, they missed the back end of 2.
Miller comes up with the steal, gets it to Mitchell.
They don't need is a quick bad 3.
That was quick, but it was good. Now a 5-point ball game. Here's another turnover opportunity. Miller goes to the floor for it. Coburn. Beatty from the corner. It's a 2-point ball game with 1:34 left to play. Defense to offense for the Scarlet Knights. An 8-0 run.
Just when you start warming up the bus and the fans start to leave, this club will come back and bite you in the leg, because that's what Mike Rice teaches. I mean, you look at his beady eyes on the sideline, and that's been infused in this ball club, and they're off the miss. Coburn gets in, attacks, and then a weak pass on the perimeter, and finding on the perimeter. Quick attack, no. Then Mitchell, is it a good shot? Probably not, but it's good when it goes in, and then off the pressure. Nice hands there. Deflection, great play by Miller, great hustle, and then the extra Beatty almost takes it to the rack, but he says, no, I can make a 3.
We talk so much about the senior leadership that Villanova has, but they're the club that's been rattled here all of a sudden on the last couple of possessions.
Well, that's why we said don't foul with 2 minutes to go, because with the 3-point line, you're never out of a game with 2 minutes only down 10. And 2 quick threes now, and we're back in action, David.
So a big possession here. Can the Scarlet Knights get a stop? Miller switches on Fisher. Now Waynes. Had Villanova mentally started warming up the bus and started to think about Pittsburgh.
But they can't get over aggressive with their defense.
5 on the shot clock. Fisher again gets Coburn up in the air. No call, but there's a whistle as Bell attacked the glass. Rutgers got everything it wanted except the rebound.
Got to finish the play, and sometimes you get so excited because you're back in the game that you veer away from your fundamentals. I thought that may happen because Rutgers was extending a little bit too much, and then on the weak side, they didn't attack and they didn't block out Bell.
Jay Wright looking to make some defensive substitutions after the free throw. Bell hits the first.
I don't think even Jay Wright, as smart and as classy and as much of a winner he is, would tell you that James Bell would be the key guy here with a minute to go, but that was a huge play from the weak side rebound for a guy who plays 8 minutes a game.
And he hits them both. Coburn gets a step. Now Beatty, who's been hot here lately. Mitchell in the paint, pull up, no call, doesn't go down. Miller there for the tip-in. So Miller with the tip-in. Just over 46 seconds left to play. It's a two-point ball game once again.
Here again, you see Rutgers. Nice job of not forcing and being patient. Now Mitchell driving in. Jay Wright wanted the charge there. Pena looked like he took it, but Mitchell avoided it by jump stopping, and then on the attack on the weak side. That's what happens. If you break the defense down and you attack from the middle, what Rutgers wasn't doing early in the game was attacking from the weak side and taking advantage of that penetration into the lane with numbers on the glass. Suddenly, they found a little hop in their step.
Rutgers out of timeouts, though. The final 46 seconds and change. We've been talking about this. Rutgers knocking on the door for that major upset. They've lost their last 3 games by 12 total points, 2 to top 10 teams, Pittsburgh and Notre Dame. As we take a look back, Pittsburgh was here at the rack. Dane Miller with a chance to force overtime. Misses the long 3. Pittsburgh survived 65-62. Then in Queens, Rutgers rallies to tie it, but Justin Brownlee had the answer. For St. John's, Miller, another prayer, comes up short. That would have won it. And then out in South Bend, Ben Hensbrough and the Irish were able to pull away at the foul line. So some close calls, but that's not a man who likes coming close.
Well, the one thing they've done here, though, is their offense has got them back into this game. They've scored. They've continued to score. And Villanova took a little bit of the air out of the ball. And now they've got to find a way now to get to the free throw line on this possession, because Rutgers has been very, very stingy from the three-point line and around the hoop. They're making them take contested twos.
Corey Stokes has not been out there a lot in the second half. James Bell, 32, the rookie is. Don't know if Stokes is injured or not, but now, with 28 seconds left, Fisher going all the way to the basket. Gets his own rebound, and he can run out. No, the shot clock has not been reset. He has to take a shot with 7, and he realizes that now. 5, Beatty. Now Bell lets it fly. Are you kidding me? The freshman. 5 points here in the late stretches. Beatty looking to answer. Off the glass. 7.2 left. It's a 2-point ball game.
Rutgers has the foul.
Gets fouled by Miller. What a sequence. Twice now here in the final minutes. Mike Rice's club has done everything on the defensive end. And twice James Bell has been there.
Well, you stopped the man that you wanted to stop, and you closed out on the perimeter. But you've got James Bell, has played 15 games all season, 8 minutes a game, scored a grand total of 22 points on the season. But he's in the game when it counts, and that's what Jay Wright does. Gives his players confidence.
So it'll be a one-possession game when the Scarlet Knights, if they can get the rebound or take it out after a make. No timeouts left for Rutgers. Jay Wright has 1. But first, Fisher's free throw. Watch
for Rutgers to try to drive and kick to a trailer out of transition. Watch Mitchell coming down the floor as the third trailer.
Here we go. Beatty gets doubled. Mitchell with 2 and 1. With 0.8 of a second left, Jonathan Mitchell drills a 3 to tie it, and now he has a free throw to give Rutgers the lead. Rutgers' last lead, 5-4.
Well, the guy most open sometimes is the guy that inbounds the ball and trails, but Mitchell did a great job coming down, not only as the trailer, but set a quick ball screen, didn't roll, knew they needed a 3, popped back. You see the quick ball screen here. Villanova stays with the dribbles. Fisher does a nice job contesting, thought he did a good job, good enough, but no. Not only not good enough, but he fouls him on the elbow. Good call, even better shot.
Definitely on that angle, you see the contact. So now Jonathan Mitchell will go to the line. Coming in, he was shooting 74% from the line. Tonight, 5 of 5.
Well, the strange thing about that play, Eamon, is Corey Fisher closed out on Jonathan Mitchell almost like he was afraid to foul. He did not jump. He didn't even really contest. His arm went straight out. He didn't jump. He didn't get off his feet at all. He did get up into his vision, but in being afraid to foul, what happened? He stuck his arm out and it ran into Mitchell's elbow.
Tim, you mentioned it. When Rutgers trailed by 13 with just over 5 minutes left, certainly when they trailed by 10 with 2:52 left, these fans were heading to the exits. I think they wish they stayed right now.
I hope they allow re-entry here.
Not from the turnpike.
Back in the old days, re-entry. But here you see it again. A little drive, pick and slide, and Mitchell gets it up, gets tipped on the elbow. Jay Wright certainly disputed that, but I think he got him right where it hurts the most. And 1 from the three-point line.
So here's the free throw for the lead. Villanova out of timeouts. Will have 0.8 of a second left.
Mike Rice has everyone off the line in a tie game, afraid of the over-the-back foul.
Rutgers leads 77-76.
Pressure on the ball. They're going to look to go deep to Corey Fisher at the top of the key.
Again, Corey Stokes not out there. Bell to inbound. The long baseball throw. The catch. No shot. It's over. Rutgers upsets Villanova 77-76. And the fans are storming the court at the rack.
So you want to talk about pandemonium in Piscataway. That is the story tonight as we welcome you inside our New York studios. It is the Samuel Adams postgame show as we continue to see the celebration going on down at the rack area alongside Norm Roberts as we continue to watch this. Norm, what a scene and what a comeback by Rutgers.
This is what college basketball is all about. This is what makes it so much fun. It's never over till it's over, and boy, that was a fun win there.
Well, you can see the exuberance on the Rutgers players as they go to 4-8 in the conference. And, you know, as we watch this for a few more seconds, you said on our pregame broadcast, one of these days, because they've lost 4 consecutive games, and they've all been close. You said one of these days they were going to get that big win. And they get it tonight against the 10th-ranked team in America. They were down by 10, Norm, with 2:52 to go.
Well, they never gave up. They made a couple of big shots, and then they got the big steal. And then you saw Villanova get tight. They got really tight. Corey Fisher misses a free throw, and then when they tried to switch on the ball screen by Mitchell, he jumps up and shoots it. You got to crowd him. Can't let him get the shot off. Great play by Mitchell.
How about that guy now, the head coach, first-year head coach Mike Rice. He is, as we get a look at how it unfolded right here, and Mitchell getting free. The little pick and pop right there.
Yeah, it's a pick and pop. I know Jay said to switch, and that's what they looked to do, but then Corey Fisher gave Mitchell just a little bit too much space, and he shot the ball over top of him.
All right, so 77-76 is how it finishes up. Rutgers getting a huge win over Villanova. Villanova falling to 7-4 in the Big East. So let's go through it again. Let's see, Norm, how it unfolded there. The last basket, Jonathan Mitchell, they were down right here by 3.
They just had him set a quick ball screen. He pops and then jumps over top and shoots it. Corey Fisher must have caught him on the elbow, and Mitchell was still strong enough to finish that play.
That is a gutty call, as we get a look at Jay Wright. That's a gutty call by the official.
Well, it is a gutty call by the official, but it did surely look like Fisher hit him on the elbow, and when that happens, it's a good call. No matter what time of the game it is, it's a good call.
Jonathan Mitchell finished with 25 points in the game on 8 of 19 shooting, 3 of 7 from beyond the arc. None bigger than that. I mean, talk about a 4-point play to win the game with less than a second to go. But this is nothing new for Mitchell because he has been very good for Rutgers in recent days. Over the past couple of games, he was averaging 22.5 points per game and shooting it at almost 74%. And so as a longtime coach, can you sense when a player is feeling it and has that confidence?
Well, he's been playing so consistently for him and playing so hard. But, you know, sometimes when you work so hard, Mike Rice has got these guys working hard. You knew something good was going to happen, and they really deserved to get this game. They fought. They never gave up, and they made a big shot.
I'm going to go back again and ask you, because as I said on our pregame show, you said it was going to happen one of these days, that Rutgers was going to get over the hump and win one of these games because they lost to Pittsburgh just by 3, 65-62 recently. They lost to St. John's by 2. They played Notre Dame hard at South Bend over the weekend. Could you just sort of sense that this was going to happen, and why could you sense that?
You can sense it because of the confidence of the kids, the way the kids kept coming back and fighting. Even when people thought they were down, they kept fighting through those tough times. And when you do that, you got a chance to win a big one.
Well, we can see right here they were down 13 with just over 4 minutes to go in the game. And as we sat here and watched it unfold, you sort of felt like, okay, they might make a run, but can they really get over the hump? And they did.
Well, you felt like something magical was going to happen. When they made that steal and Beatty hit that one in the corner, you said to yourself, oh, my gosh, something special is going to happen tonight, and they did. They made it happen.
Well, Miller with a very big tip-in right there, and then the bank shot by Beatty to cut it to 75-73 as we look at Mike Rice, and then a missed free throw, big missed free throw. Was it Fisher who missed the free throw for Villanova? And let's go through the sequence again at the end of the game, because Villanova could have chosen to foul on that last sequence, and Jay Wright decided not to do so. What's the coach thought process there?
Well, if you don't practice fouling, then you're not going to do it. And I think Jay's a defensive-orientated coach. He knows, hey, we got to get one stop, guys. We're not going to let them make a three. They switched the way they were supposed to. Fisher got there a little bit late. Mitchell's taller than Fisher, about 6'5", so he was able to jump over.
So here we go again. Final seconds. The pick, the pop, the big shot by Mitchell right here. Look at it again. Norm, did Villanova do anything wrong on defense?
No, they didn't do anything wrong. The only thing is Fisher maybe hitting his elbow. And, you know, you don't want to hit his elbow. The one thing you don't want to do is you do not want to foul on a three. And I guess he just hit the elbow slightly.
So Rutgers pulling far and away the best win under Mike Rice's young tutelage there. Again, the final 77-76. Just setting the parameters one more time. They were down by 13 with just over 4 minutes to go. They were down by 10 with 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Before we get on to Syracuse, because I do want to get to that game in a moment, what do you tell your team in those situations? I mean, as a coach, you want them to continue to play hard, but you know it's going to be a major uphill battle. What do you tell your team there?
Well, you tell them just stay with it, guys. We got to defend. We got to get stops right here, and then we got to look to attack. Don't play passive. Look to attack, and that's what Rutgers did. They made some steals defensively. Then they were ready to shoot the basketball. And in this game and in the Big East, it comes down to players making plays. You've got to make plays when the game is on the line, and Mitchell, Miller, Beatty, they all made the play.
They sure did. 25 for Mitchell. Beatty had 15 in the game. Dane Miller had a dozen, had the big tip in late, and Rutgers getting the win. Villanova falls to 19-5 on the season, 7-4 in the Big East, and Rutgers 13-11 now, and 4-8 in Big East play. So much more coming on this game in just a little bit. But again, do want to get to